All right, so a little formally, just as we're getting set, my name is Edmundo Norte, Chicano, born and raised in East LA, accustomed to responding to the gender pronouns him and his, and just really glad to see everybody here today. Wanted to take just a few moments. I'm also the instructor for one of the courses, the cohort course for the ANZA Certificate in Leadership and Social Change. And Maya Rodriguez is going to be making some few comments later to kind of set the context and give Angela some background on how some of the student activities that go on here at the ANZA. And I'll make a few remarks myself. But right for this moment, one of the things that we do practice in that particular class and in some of the meetings that we have is quiet time. It's just like taking a few moments, everybody's running around, zooming from here, going there, with mind is buzzing with regrets of the past, fears of the future. So sometimes just taking a little bit of time to breathe and get quiet and to check in with yourself can be an important thing. So we won't do a big, long 10-minute quiet time, but just going to invite people to take a few seconds now, just quietly to breathe. Notice what's buzzing around in your head. Notice in your body, like if you're feeling tension, if you're feeling relaxed, if your heart's racing. Are you breathing? Notice what's alive in the corazón, in your heart. Like notice what emotions are alive there. Is there tension? Is there anxiety? Is there worry? Is there joy? It's like, I'm happy. I'm just sitting here with my peeps. I'm glad. What's going on at the level of the heart? And then overall, just how is your spirit? How do you assess your spirit these days? For those of you that are students, we're coming to the end of the second week of the quarter. Lots been going on. A lot of stuff going on in the broader life. Okay. So, with that little bit of check-in, just want to give some gratitudes. Just want to be grateful for this beautiful day. It's a little bit scary too because of global warming, but it's also beautiful and wanting to appreciate that. Just want to express some gratitude for the creative spirit, creative energy that brought us all here, that keeps us going. I acknowledge that. And just grateful for having this community of support that brings us all here and that keeps us going. So with that, just to give a little bit of a flavor for setting the context here, I also now just want to, if folks are ready, wanted to introduce to you some of the folks that were instrumental. There's a big, long list of folks that were instrumental in making this happen. It's been in the works for a long time. There are some students who were involved in trying to bring Angela here for over a year. But I want to introduce now the San Jose Peace and Justice Center. The folks from there. Okay, yeah, sure, give us that. They'll be introducing themselves and presenting and talking about the award that they're going to present. And I'll just make space for them. San Jose Peace and Justice Center folks.
Hello there. My name is Shara G. Lin. I'm a former president of the San Jose Peace and Justice Center, and I want to thank all of you for coming here today. This is wonderful to see this crowd, a packed auditorium. Of course, I know you're all here to hear Angela Davis, but it's great to see that there's this much interest on this campus. Now, I just wanted to spend just a minute to give you a little bit of background about the San Jose Peace and Justice Center, which is located in downtown San Jose. We encourage you to become involved, whether as a student or after you go out into the world, to become active with either the San Jose Peace and Justice Center or any of its community partner organizations which are involved in social justice. And me, some other members of the Peace and Justice Center. In particular, I have Michelle Cordova, who's the current president of the San Jose Peace and Justice Center, and I have Barbie Ulmer here, who is a co-founder of the center. And the center was founded in 1957, so we've been around for 57, almost 58 years. One of the oldest centers in the West Coast. Anyway, we're very honored to be able to present an award that we started in 2010, named after a community activist in Santa Clara County, Gertrude Welch, and so we're going to present that award to Fred Hirsch today. Fred Hirsch is a community activist who's been active for over 50 years, and Barbie and Michelle will tell you why we want to honor Fred Hirsch and what he has to do with Angela Davis. So with that, let me turn it over to Barbie.
It's such a pleasure to be here, and especially to be helping to give the Gertrude Welch Award to Fred, because Gertrude was my mentor, and I think of her daily. Having a mentor is so important to keeping on, and that's certainly what Fred has been doing. My husband and I, have been in this valley since 55, actually 54. And Fred and his wife came in 59, and we've known them ever since then. The program tells you how active he was during the trial of Angela Davis, and we were part of that community patrol, checking out the addresses of prospective jurors to see if there were any signs that might show that they were prejudiced one way or the other, to let the lawyers know where they were living so that she could get the fair trial that she deserved. If only we had that kind of solidarity and support for everyone who is on trial, we wouldn't have so many people incarcerated, and we'd have a freer, better society. Fred, earlier than that, was part of the movement here to stop the right to work. That means no unions. It's happening again. We don't learn from history. So we keep making the same mistakes all over again. He also went south to work with the civil rights movement, while here, people involved with Women's International League for Peace and Freedom and the Peace and Justice Center were picketing Woolworth at the same time that the sit-ins were taking place in the South. Anytime there was an issue of peace, social justice, economic justice, Fred was there. He still is there. He and my husband served on the Central Labor Council. He's still trying to push them to do the right things. So it is truly an honor for me to be part of giving this award that he so richly deserves.
Well, I'm Michelle Cordova. I'm the president of the San Jose Peace and Justice Center, and it's an honor for me to be here, surrounded by all of you, but also by people like Angela Davis, like Brad Sherratt, and Barbie has been really an inspiration for us. And here we are to honor Fred. Fred Hirsch has been a social activist for 16 years in Santa Clara County. He marched with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Cesar Chavez. Fred is particularly known in the Chicano community, where he founded and served as Secretary of Law and Police Committee Model Cities Program. He served as a co-chairman of Santa Clara Valley Friends of the Student Nonviolent Coordination Committee and participated in the Mississippi Freedom Summer Project to help registered African American voters in Mississippi. Fred played a crucial role in Angela Davis' trial by helping to do research on over 2,000 potential jurors to guarantee a fair trial. In recent years, Fred has become most involved in the movement for comprehensive immigration reform. He has been a key figure in mobilizing local labor unions to back the organizing, lobbying, and protest marches to stop deportation and the breaking up of families and in support of human pathways to legalize the deportation of undocumented immigrants. Since 2006, Fred has been an activist and organizer for the May 1st March, which seek to unify immigrants and workers around the historical and current contribution of immigrants workers to the building of the United States of America. But for me, most important, Fred has been an inspiration for many of us. I have seen him raising his voice in favor of those who struggle. I have heard his messages strong and clear to find solutions and create a more just world. There has been times when his smile has given peace to those who suffer. His wisdom and experience guide the path of new generations. His sacrifices for the well-being of others are huge. I will never forget last year when we were protesting in favor of a comprehensive immigration reform, when we were demanding the deportations to stop. He, among other people I admire who are actually here, resisted peacefully the police orders and was arrested. He gave me the lesson of my life, that we should not fear to lose our freedom if we are fighting for the rights and freedoms of those who have no voice or power in the system. Thanks for your sacrifice, your strength, your voice, your wisdom, and your smile, and for being my guide. Thank you.
I never knew all that stuff. And I'm just totally overwhelmed. I was told that I'd be getting some kind of an award, but what has been just said is much more than I ever could expect. And it's the Gertrude Welch Peace and Justice Award. When our family came to San Jose, Gertrude Welch was the backbone of the Peace Center. She was probably the one person we could point to as the founder. But of course, it was a collective effort. It's never the work of any one person, but to have this with her name on it is a wonderful honor to me. And all of what is said, what was just said, depended upon the wonderful work of my deceased wife, Ginny Hirsch, who held things together and made it all work. So thank you very much.